Couple of apps on my phone. This cosmic watch is awesome. So I'm sitting in my backyard right now, and I've got the cosmic watch app on my phone, and so it can use the inbuilt gyroscopes and global positioning to identify where I am and what direction the phone is heading. So as I look to the east, I can see below the horizon that will be, as I zoom in here, I can see Capricorn and Aquarius, and right there is the symbol on the far left. That's Saturn, and then the next big one that looks like the number 2 and the number 4 mixed together, that one's called Jupiter. And then there's the letter P with the L, which is Pluto. And we can see that Jupiter is exactly behind Pluto, and it's just on the cusp of Capricorn. What an amazing and interesting combination of planets to have, one right in front of another. Capricorn itself is a very practical astrological sign to do with, things to do with the earth, and there's a rationality about Capricorns if you've ever met them. Sometimes maybe even some might say too realistic, but when you need realism in the room, you want to have a Capricorn around. Now, just in there is Pluto. Isn't it interesting that Pluto is that far out there planet that has a sense of mystery about it, because Pluto, the god, was also known as Hades and the god of the underworld, so the keeper of mystery. And it's not too unsensible to think about Pluto. It's the farthest out, so if there's a new frequency through the universe trying to reach to planet Earth, one of the first planets it'll come up against, or the orbits it'll come up against, is Pluto. So far out thoughts happen with Pluto. And here we've got the practicality of Capricorn with some way out thinking, almost eccentric thinking of Pluto. What a combination that makes. So this would perhaps indicate some very strange thoughts about the practicality of life. Things like maybe everybody should stay home for a few months, or things like everybody at a practical level should keep 6 feet away from each other. Or even at another, maybe bizarrely and not so practical idea, is let's shut down police force. So there's all kinds of ideas that can happen. And here's the thing, and here's the kicker of it all. Whilst Pluto is being engendered by the practicality of Capricorn, there's a religious fervor. There is a deep sense of emotional connection with these newly arising thoughts, and that's the flavor of Jupiter. And this is one of the combinations that makes right now so interesting, because you get these wild thoughts, strange. Some are breakthroughs to the upside, and some are breakthroughs to the downside, like life will always be. But there's a particular strength of religious or emotional adhesion to these newly emerging thoughts. And that's pretty tricky, because a lot of what's new and emerging right now hasn't necessarily been proven. And to jump on board a brand new train that's going down Wild Street, well, it might take you to a higher place, or it might take you to a lower place. So this is just a word to those who might have an interest in astrology and our current times, that it's interesting to watch the different thoughts that are happening in the world now, and the type of sometimes zealousness, the zealots behind these thoughts, or some of the espousing of completely out of this world concepts that have never happened before. So that's that. Talk to you soon. Bye.